Just some things to bear in mind, guys. So we're working our contact flow, making sure we're getting our whole skeleton unavailable, unavoidable, not trying to like stay out here, reach out and hit and turn it into this nonsense, but actually feel where the whole skeleton can come in and hit with the whole thing together. One thing to keep in mind, I mentioned before, so ideally, I want to stay unavailable. Anything Keith does, it cannot get to my feet, because anything he does to me, I'm able to move with it and, do whatever needs to be done. Or even, anything he does, even in a smaller space, anything he does, I'm immediately unavailable. Again, in more of a real situation, I'm like preemptively unavailable, right? I'm just kind of cutting off any possibility of being available before it happens. But in contact flow, it's an exercise, both going slow so we can both learn. So if I do find myself available and I am getting affected by something he's doing, instead of fighting to keep my position and getting into worse and worse situation, right, I should be, I just let it go, right? You don't want to get in a habit of fighting for your balance if it's gone. A much better habit to be into is if it is going, boom. You notice I just drop to a different place, right? Just like if I'm here and he suddenly pushes me, I drop to a different place as soon as possible. Ideally, if I was aware of it, he pushes me, boom, and I'm not affected by it. But if I am affected by it, instead of this, right, I just want this. And there I can continue, right? Something to just pay attention to when you're doing contact flow. You don't need to check it all the time. But you notice, I always remind you guys when doing the footwork exercises, right, not to get yourselves in weird, messed up positions. If we're doing contact flow, right, and I'll get in a weird, messed up position. If we're doing contact flow, I'm a little available, and Keith has me here. So if you notice my foot position now, if we were to pause and Keith were to just push down on my leg here, there's nowhere for me to go. If you notice this position, okay? If he pushes down, I can't even really pull my foot out. Why? Because I was kind of a little crossed up and it's just an awkward position. It might feel like I can recover if no one's actually giving me pressure, right? I could just do that. But in that moment, even just his hand is enough to mess me up. Imagine if it were his leg at a similar angle. So as we're doing contact flow, it behooves me no matter what, even if I'm losing balance or getting available, I want to make sure that I'm going into positions where now, if he pushes on my leg, right? Yeah, just push hard. I can change it easily. Basically, as long as your leg position is approximately, what would appear in any of the footwork exercises, you'll be able to recover, and you won't be so easily able to, for example, and nowhere to go. Okay? Or likewise, if I'm kind of like this or something, and you kind of, there's nowhere for me to go there. Okay? But if it's just like this, for example, yeah, and this can happen with the legs as well, okay? And it applies to the legs as well. If Keith's in this position, for example, right, that I just kind of caught him in because he wasn't paying attention, right? Same deal. If I'd been doing it with my foot, that would be even worse. But if there we go. This is, if there's too much pressure, he can just change, right? As opposed to, now he's kind of pinned in place and can't change easily, okay? So just something to, that you can sometimes check on each other. Make sure that, if he's doing something to me and he finds my leg in something like that, that's generally not where I want to be. Instead, if he's doing something to me and I need to drop out of it, here we go. And you feel the difference in the whole body, right? Okay, and he keeps going. And at all times, legs in good place. Stop. Bum, bum, bum. Pretty good, right? So